Welcome back, everybody, to the daily portion of German. And I'm here in the recording studios of the Erasmus Academy in Brooklyn, New York, together with Irene, and she's our guest tonight to go over, to review a particular grammatical issue of the German language. And this is the prepositions that follow the nouns or the pronouns, as you can see on the screen. There are some prepositions that follow the noun and or pronoun, and they have, in some cases, a slightly different meaning than when you see them otherwise. But as prepositions, they always will take one case or another. So, for example, entlang always takes the accusative, so that's why, and this follows the noun. So literally, the street along, or you could say along the street, or the highway, they say here, for one reason or another. Gemäß, according to, takes the dative. So, and this is dative plural, according to the regulations. Den Vorschriften gemäß. Now, often when you have these post-positive so-called prepositions, it actually affects a sort of accent on the second syllable of the word that precedes. So this phrase would be, let's read some together. Die Straße entlang, everybody.
Die Straße entlang.
And so as when I say everybody, of course, I want you all to participate in reading out loud, and you could read together with Irene as she repeats after me, which would be really great. Again, here for the accent and the how this is pronounced, this would be den Vorschriften gemäß. Everybody?
Den Vorschriften gemäß.
Here's another one. Ihre Geschwindigkeit wegen.
Ihre Geschwindigkeit wegen.
Hard word to pronounce. This means the speed. Geschwind, which means fast. So this is the word for speed. So this is wegen is a preposition that takes the genitive always. So on account of your speed, and this is a formal way of speaking because it's capital I-H-R-E-R. But since this is the genitive, here you have the E and ER endings, because the genitive for the for a feminine noun would be DER. So this takes the ER ending there. Then deswegen by itself. Here's a very, very common word, meiner Meinung nach. Everybody?
Meiner Meinung nach.
Good. So this takes the dative, so it's always according to my opinion. But when nach occurs by itself, it just means to or toward something. As you know, he's going nach Freiburg. He's going to Freiburg, or he's going nach Denmark. He's going to Denmark. Here's one. This also takes the dative. Let's read this. Dem Gesetz gegenüber. Everybody?
Dem Gesetz gegenüber.
Yeah, this means over against. A really nice equivalent word, over against. I don't know if you've heard that recently in English, but it's a nice phrase. Dem nach, again, according to this. Dem nach, everyone?
Dem nach.
Dem gegenüber.
Dem gegenüber.
Compared to that, and then this takes the dative. That's why this is dem. And then nach takes the dative. That's why this is dem. Halber is very unusual. You don't see it very often. It means for the sake of. So, and it takes the genitive. So, der Genauigkeit halber.
Der Genauigkeit halber.
Okay, here's some examples of these prepositions that follow the nouns in this little paragraph here, or narrative, which is interesting and charming. You'll see several, and we'll point them out. Let's read some aloud together, and if you just want to read with Irina, she repeats the sentence. Ein dicker Mercedes fuhr eines Morgens mit 200 Kilometer pro Stunde die Straße entlang.
Ein dicker Mercedes fuhr eines Morgens mit 200 Kilometer pro Stunde die Straße entlang.
So here we've seen this before. Eines Morgens, genitive to indicate time when. And the verb is fuhr, from fahren, to drive. And obviously the subject is Mercedes. This happens to be a masculine noun. You can tell by the ER ending of the adjective there. And then this is kilometers per hour, so pretty fast. 200 kilometers per hour is probably about, it's around 130 miles per hour. I would say it's pretty fast. So here's our first post-positive preposition, die Straße entlang, so along the street. So you want to translate that one, Irene?
A thick Mercedes drove one morning at 200 kilometers per hour along the street.
Good. Okay. Hielt an is the next verb in this sentence. it stopped, hielt an. This is a separable prefix. This is from halten, to hold. Anhalten is to stop someone. Halten just means to hold something, but whenever you have a separable prefix, it will slightly change the meaning of the verb. So he stopped, and then obviously here's the direct object, den Mercedes. So I'm hoping you're getting a little bit used to the symbols that we're using. I'll always put a box around the verb or the whole verb complex, and then I normally will underline the subject and then put a circle around the direct object so that, and when you're translating German sentences, you always do it in that sequence. Verb first, then you identify where the subject is, and then you identify where the direct object is, and then you have the core sentence, and then everything else is sort of superficial, not superficial, but it is syntactically related to that core sentence. Okay, let's go on to the next sentence. So we can, let's read some of this together. In dem großen Auto saß ein Arzt. Everybody.
In dem großen Auto saß ein Arzt.
War unterwegs zum Krankenhaus.
War unterwegs zum Krankenhaus.
So saß comes from sitzen, past tense. He sat, and then he was on the way. Unterwegs, on the way. Our word way comes from weg, and then you can imagine what this is. This is the Krankenhaus, the house of the sick, or the hospital. Okay, you want to translate that one? Second. From
in the large car sat a doctor. He was on his way to the hospital.
Good. Okay, how about this one? What case is this in this next? Let's read a couple more sentences together. Der Polizist erklärte dem Mediziner, everybody.
Der Polizist erklärte dem Mediziner.
Den Vorschriften gemäß fahren Sie hier 70 Kilometer pro Stunde zu schnell.
Den Vorschriften gemäß fahren Sie hier 70 Kilometer pro Stunde zu schnell.
Okay, very nicely done. So, why is this in the dative case, Irene?
Because erklärte takes the dative.
Yeah, the policeman explained to the doctor. Now, notice in German, you don't have to have the preposition like to or for if it's in the dative case, because the dative itself subsumes also or assumes the preposition in the dative case itself. So, but in English, you would have to say the policeman explained to the doctor, and then den Vorschriften gemäß is our so according to the regulations. I think you translated that already. Did you translate that sentence already?
No.
Okay, you want to do that?
According to the regulations, you are going 70 kilometers per hour too quickly here.
Good, great, nicely done. And then here, Geschwindigkeit weg, and this takes the dative, again, postpositive, according to your, or because of your speed, then bekommen you receive, as the word means to receive, you. And here the Sie, third person plural, obviously they're talking in a formal relationship. So Sie, bekommen, remember the verbs always have the third person plural endings if you're talking in the formal sense. Sie bekommen einen Strafzettel. You are receiving a ticket. And here, probably in English, you would probably want to translate that into the future tense. You will receive a ticket. Or simply you are receiving a ticket. Okay, how about deswegen from here? Where's the verb complex?
Halten an.
Good. So this means you are stopping. So the doctor asks, because of this, you're stopping my car? Asked the doctor. Let's see. Then let's read this one together. Ich bin eine sehr wichtige Person in dieser Stadt.
Ich bin eine sehr wichtige Person in dieser Stadt.
And you would, are you a very important person in the city? Yes. Well, anyway, this is what the doctor says. I'm a very important person. This is a feminine noun. That's why it's wichtige. And then what about, what gender would this be? Stadt, Irene?
Feminine.
Good, because it's dieser. If this were masculine or neuter, what would this word be?
Diesem.
Diesem, perfect, yeah, great, okay. Here's another one. Let's go on. Meiner Meinung nach habe ich als Arzt auf dem Weg zum Krankenhaus dem Gesetz gegenüber keine Verpflichtung. Everybody?
Meiner Meinung nach habe ich als Arzt auf dem Weg zum Krankenhaus dem Gesetz gegenüber keine Verpflichtung.
Can you find the post-positive preposition? Anybody?
Dem Gesetz gegenüber.
Okay, well, there's that one, but there's another one in the beginning of the sentence.
Meiner Meinung nach.
Good. Yeah. So remember, and nach means what does it mean as a post-positive as opposed to if it were preceding a noun?
According to.
Good. According to, and it takes the dative. That's why it's meiner, and this is because this is a feminine noun, ung. So according to my opinion, I have as a doctor on the way to the hospital, with respect to the law, no responsibility. Is what he says. Okay. Let's see. Let's scoot down a little bit. Okay, let's read some together. And just this concluding few lines. Demnach meinte der Polizist, everybody,
Demnach, meinte der Polizist.
und schrieb dabei den Strafzettel.
Und schrieb dabei den Strafzettel.
Gibt es für Ärzte keine Gesetze, oder?
Gibt es für Ärzte keine Gesetze, oder?
So according to that, and then said the police, and he wrote when he was there the ticket. Gibt es, that is either there is or there are. So are there for doctors no laws, or what gives? Then go on. Ja, doch, meinte der Arzt. Everybody.
Ja, doch, meinte der Arzt.
Der Genauigkeit halber, ich sprach nur von mir.
Der Genauigkeit halber, ich sprach nur von mir.
So the policeman is saying, are there no laws for doctors also? He said, yeah, well, was it said that the doctor. And here, for the sake of accuracy, I was speaking only from myself, from my own perspective. Okay, funny story. A little bit of review for these post-positive prepositions to look out for, and what they mean, a change meaning versus when they occur in a sentence normally. Okay, hope you enjoyed this little lesson from German grammar on these post-positive prepositions, and come back and join us for another session. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.